Welcome to the Short Score, the Team Roping Journal's weekly updates from the team roping world, including from Pro Rodeo, major jackpots, USTRC, and World Series of Team Roping qualifiers, and more, with hosts Chelsea Shaffer
and Kaitlin Gustave.
Happy Monday now, but everybody's going to listen to this on Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Oh, man. So, yeah, sorry, guys. Like we've said this before, we record these on Monday mornings. It goes live on Tuesdays, so you don't always get to listen to it just the second we record it. But that's just how podcasts work. Sorry about your bad luck.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well, all right. This was a really slow weekend in Pro Rodeo. The ABC Pro Rodeo in Lubbock, Texas. That was won by Lee Kinney and Kurt Jones, 7-1. They won $1,100. And Medicine Hat, Alberta, that was won by Logan Spady and Wyatt Erickson with a 3-6. They were smoking fast up there in Canada.
Fast.
Yep. That paid $1,551 a man. Jeez. That's it for our Pro Rodeo updates today.
There was nothing going on last weekend.
It was an off weekend in the professional rodeo ranks. But it was a really big weekend at the World Series. Fuller Productions had a big one in Arizona at Rancho Rio. They got tons of teams. Every roping was good. So congrats to the Fuller Production team and all those World Series ropings. They were great. Kaitlin, did you see? They got 359 teams in the World Series 8 in Wickenburg.
Holy cow.
Holy cow. So, love it. You think the ropings are over in Arizona for the winter? They're not.
They're not.
No.
I think we should make a trip out there.
You would. Yeah, you would think that.
I mean, we do have a blizzard coming Wednesday, so we might as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that's about it for our chit-chat portion of this short score today because we don't have a ton to report. But it's your lucky day because I've got Karl Stressman on the short score today to give us the whole rundown about what's going on with the USTRC. There's been a lot of questions in the last couple years, for sure, as the USTRC has made some adjustments. But Karl's here on this episode to talk about the program for the year and the program for the national finals of team roping. So enjoy this interview, learn a little bit about what's to come, and definitely get entered. Go to USTRC.com to see more info and to figure out how to enter.
And like them on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Like them on
Don't forget
Instagram.
that.
Shout out to Audra Gentry for busted her butt to make sure their Instagram and their Facebook page are up to par. Got all kinds of stuff, lots of information for ropers to make sure that that's a really good resource. So, yes, like them on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
So, Karl, thanks for hopping on a quick podcast this very fine Monday morning.
No worries.
It's too hot in Arizona to do anything else, I guess. So,
Yeah, sit at my desk. That's I look forward to that all day long. Yeah, that's good.
yeah. Now, we're recording this. We just sent the May issue of the Team Roping Journal to press. So I've got kind of the ads pulled up. The readers won't be able to see any of this information or don't know any of this yet, but I'm looking at what you've got in the May issue in your letter talking about the U.S. finals. Can you give us a quick and dirty about what you are looking forward to at the U.S. finals this year and what changes ropers can expect? And then I can ask you some more detailed questions after that.
You bet. Well, we started this conversation in the April edition, of saying, hey, look, here's what it looks like, and we want to get out there early so people can make their plans. Obviously, I think one of the things that we heard back from our ropers was some of the rumors that were running around about the possibility that Oklahoma City not be part of the USTRC, and that April letter addresses it in terms of, hey, look, it's the largest rope and second largest payout in the world. Oklahoma City's been very, very good to the USTRC, and of course it goes way back to the Gentrys early on. So it would be kind of foolish for us to make some moves. So I'm gonna put that rumor to bed that it's not going to happen. We're back at Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's done some renovations, obviously, with the building there. So there's some more opportunity for us to jackpots at night and or in the evening. So October 27th through November 2nd, we're going to be in Oklahoma City. just like we have in the past. But there's some new and cool stuff going on, and I think that if our ropers will read that April edition with that letter in there, and then there's a schedule in there, and then when the May one hits, it'll be even more. This one will be even more instrumental in what happens in May.
Yeah, and so no Open this year. We thought about it, and it just doesn't look like that's gonna be a possibility this year.
Yeah, at this point in time, unless something else changes, there isn't. It's not that we haven't tried, and certainly not that we wouldn't like to have an Open there at Oklahoma City. But the facts are, there's some other Open ropings around that period of time, and we made an attempt to make it fit, and it just not fitting. So 16.5 starts on Sunday the 27th, and then the junior Open Championship is on that Sunday too. So we'll in the future we'll continue to look at it and see what the future looks like for an Open there at the U.S. Finals.
Now, you guys are making some changes based on some feedback you heard from ropers. What was the feedback you heard after this year's U.S. Finals, and what are the changes that you're making in response to it?
Well, I think that, we're just throughout the whole year at the USTRC, we've added some qualifiers. We've got the Signature Series ropings this year, and there's about 30 of those in there. But we've also partnered with some other associations to kind of try to some other ropings to try to give everybody some more opportunity. We heard from our producers that they don't want a real set format. They want to do some things that regionally make sense to them and make sense to their ropers. So I think that was the biggest thing that we did, was sit down and listen to our producers to say, hey, look, we know our areas, and we'd like to do some other or have some different or some influence in the formatting of what's happening. And so that's kind of converted to what we're going to see at the Cinch National Finals there in Oklahoma.
Yeah, can you expand a little bit more on the Signature Series events and what that really means for the USTRC?
Well, that's kind of the old qualifiers ropings. There's about, and again, if they look in the journal on that April edition, they'll see that those signatures are all listed in there, and they are qualifiers for the finals, and they are $1,000 every $1,000 entry and every $1,000 one is a discounted rate for those particular events at the finals. So these Signature Series are important to get you to Oklahoma City, and the discounts available.
And the National Finals of Team Roping earnings, that's what you're talking about, as far as they can get NFTR earnings at a lot of different ropings, not just Signature Series ropings now?
Yep. Yeah, you can see it, and it'll be listed in, like I said, this is kind of, your publication is kind of the Bible for the USTRC right now for people looking up and trying to find where they want to go and which ones qualify them for that. And we're pretty proud of the expansion of the USTRC with these additional ropings on there, and you'll be able to find them. They'll be listed. The other piece that I think is really important is we've really spent some time with the USTRC app and the mobile app, and we that's one of the things that we heard pretty loud and clear in Oklahoma City, was that maybe we might be a little bit behind on that kind of an initiative. And so we've taken that pretty seriously. And there was just a Facebook post a couple of 3 or 4 days ago about the USTRC app and what was going to happen on it. And we were going to make a real effort to continue to upgrade that app so that people had more and current knowledge at a quicker response time than we have in the past.
And the app, and then you guys are ramping up social media too. So you're going to have more stuff on Facebook, more stuff on Instagram, just kind of pushing forward into the year 2019 for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And beyond, we when we were down there at the American, a month or so ago, for the 10.5 for the American Cowboy, there was quite a bit of conversation about social media and how it obviously drives every industry right now, but particularly us. And again, I would be the first one to admit that I'm probably a little behind on that, but the crew in Albuquerque, I think, are very, very up to date on that. So that's going to be exciting to see that new piece. So with that being said, the information that people have now that can be current and can be, a quick response to things, I think will be a big difference in the way the USTRC is operating.
Gotcha. And so this year there's going to be more jackpotting at the U.S. finals too. You're talking about having some extra opens on top of what's going on at the national finals itself.
There's so many opportunities, and there's their facility down there will accommodate us. So at this point in time, we're completing the details on this, but we're gonna have daily jackpots at the U.S. Finals there in Oklahoma City, which will kind of be fun. But we got plenty of space, and we'd love to have the ropers there in Oklahoma City, and certainly Oklahoma City loves to have the team roping community there as much as they possibly can during that week.
Yeah, absolutely. And so with the World Series, the team roping qualifiers too, talk about what's going to happen with the age protected events and what kind of additional opportunities are going to be as part of that.
The key card gives you the opportunity to be in those age protected ropings at those signature events throughout the year. So that's a real plus. We've changed that the case tractor to the 9.5 over 40 championships on that Thursday, which would actually be Halloween there. And then that's the first one, and then obviously it continues on Friday. But that was the 16.5 last year. So now we're at the 9.5. That case tractor given away. So that's a real positive thing for us. And of course, the 9.5 is a very, very popular rope anyway. But
I bet Case is going to be excited about that. Yeah.
Well, it will certainly be a larger event than what we saw last year. But they were great about talking to the USTRC about the opportunity at 9.5, and I think it's a very, very smart move for all of us. But age protected, the over 25 is out there, and that's another key card initiative. That helps both the earnings for USTRC and the World Series, with the key card, and then the opportunity to get into the age protected ropings is a must for the future of team roping everywhere. Because if you look and see who's out there and who's spending the money, and certainly we all have been there. We need to make sure that everybody has an opportunity, and that helps protect some of us old guys that still want to get out there and rope. And that's a big key, a huge key. And obviously, by way of the World Series, we've seen that happen with those formats. So we're very, very concerned about age protected and how we deal with it in the future. But we're also very, very, very concerned about where are those kids going to rope, and we're hopeful that the USTRC is the one that's offering the opportunity for those for the youth of our sport.
So what opportunities are there going to be for the kids this year at the National Paddles Team Open? I see there's a junior open, a 10.5 junior. Talk to me about where the kids can rope this year.
Well, they will have to go on the sites and find out where they're offering those. There's about, and there'll probably be a few more, but there's about 10 or 12 of those that are a little bit bigger than. Obviously, we had last year. We had a lot of them last year, but some of them didn't. We didn't accomplish exactly what we wanted to with the numbers of youth ropers because we had so many of them. So they're going to be. There'll be a little bit. There'll be fewer. There will be fewer events to participate in, but obviously those events will be larger. We just got done talking to the Petersons about the junior BFI, and that's going to be a fantastic deal. And that's only almost less than 60 days away from now. So there's a lot going on with the youth of the world. Obviously, they can rope in everything that is less than the 25 age protected. But we understand the youth program, but there's a lot of them out there right now, and there's a little bit of confusion, I think, as to who, what, and where. And the U.S. will continue to support the Vegas youth program at this point in time, and we'll just have to see where that youth program goes. We understand perfectly what those young people mean to the future of anything. It doesn't make any difference what you're doing or what business you're in, but we certainly understand it here. So we're going to make a valiant effort to push on those and clarify in the industry as we go forward what's really happening. So there's not a lot of confusion as to, does this count? Does that count? Where are these finals? Where are those finals? That's kind of been I think the confusion over the course of the last 30 days or so in the whole team roping industry.
Yeah, I think so too. It'll be good to have a good handle on that and figure out what exactly we're going to do. Very cool.
For sure. Yeah, because
cool.
the parents are asking where do we go to. So I think it demands a complete understanding or explanation better in the journal that says that, look, here's the youth program that the USTRC is involved in, and then the other ones, they're out there, they'll have to fend for themselves.
Yeah, I know we talked about doing an article on it, come January and February, and we just weren't quite ready with the details yet, it seemed like, from the association. So I will get with, I bet, is John English the go-to guy on that? Or
yeah, John really is. That youth program, he did a great job with it last year moving forward, and I think that we've made some changes in that. I'm not sure that we talked about it even as early as 60 days ago as to how we put that in the marketplace for people to have a little simpler understanding of it. And I think we're probably ready. And John English certainly is the man in charge of that youth program, so he'd be the best one to reach out and talk to.
Awesome. We'll do that with John and make sure we get everybody all cleared up on what exactly is going on. Perfect. Now, the key card, are people starting to see the benefits to it? Do you think it's picking up?
I think that, anytime you make a change, it's confusing to people. They want to know, so what's the difference between this and that? The key card really is based on now that you can double down with the US and the World Series with a key card. That it's really based on discounts for the finals and qualifying for not only for the US but for utilizing those in the World Series in Vegas. So it's a dual purpose card, and yes, it is beginning to catch on. At the end of last year, people were beginning to understand what the purpose of the key card was as far as discounts for the finals. And I think at this point in time, we have at least helped clarify what those issues are. But again, things don't change overnight, and what we had for so many years, once you make a change, people sometimes don't not only don't they may or may not understand it completely, but they don't like the changes in it. So I think it's we're going to continue with the key card. We think it's the right way to go, and we're beginning to certainly get positive feedback from our ropers. Sounds great. Carl, are you getting to rope much? You know what? I've roped twice this year since I've been down here. So if anybody calls and says, I've seen him at every roping in the world and he can't be working very hard, that's a lie.
That's a lie. I believe it.
Absolute lie. I don't have any horsepower right now. I'm a little bit behind on the horsepower deal. I actually went to Wickenburg once and over to Dynamite once this winter. So there you go. I just haven't had much horsepower. I got horses hurt, and I'm actually kind of smelling around for something new, maybe for me to get. Your phone's going to blow up when people hear this podcast. Yeah. Every horse trader in the country is going to be getting a hold of you. I'll have to go through my agent. Yeah, my agent. Yeah.
That's funny. Well, I mean, speaking of.
It is hard. It's hard when it's difficult when you kind of lose horsepower. Your horses kind of age out just like I do, and you're thinking to yourself, man, what am I going to do here? So it sucks not to rope, very frankly. It really does. I mean, this is such a wonderful, area. And just like, you guys did in the journal, a few months ago, this Wickenburg, Cave Creek, area, what a fantastic community for the team roping world during these months. It's marveled. You're marveled at the fact that this is it's just team roping heaven. And you just look around and the trailers that are going down the road, and you're like, wow, this is unbelievable. What the team roping community means to the state of Arizona during the winter.
It really is. We got to experience it a little bit, and it spoils you pretty quick. You don't want to go back to Colorado, that's for sure, after Arizona for a couple of weeks.
yeah, for sure. That's all good. Yeah.
All right. Well, sir, I appreciate your time this morning. I know I kind of just sprung this on you. I was like, hey, I need you to talk about the U.S. finals, but I really appreciate it.
Hey, my pleasure as usual. We appreciate what you guys do to help us and partner with us on this deal. You guys are awesome. The Journal is a great publication. You all are doing a great job. So
Thank
keep
you,
up
sir.
the good work, and I will talk to you soon, man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
Okay, Jeff. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
All right, Kaitlin, did you learn a lot about the U.S. Finals?
I did.
Yeah.
There's lots to learn about it.
Yeah? Who's your all-girl team for the 11.5 all-girl?
You can't put that on me. You can't really pick two because you don't know who's going to enter together. I mean, you kind of have an idea.
It's true, but I mean, I was actually asking you who is your run for the all-girl at Oklahoma
I'm
City.
not going.
No? Yes, you're going.
I'm going, but I might not be entering. Unless if a miracle happens, then I'm entering. But as of right now, I am just going and working.
Working?
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, she'll be there. Ladies and gentlemen, she's looking for a horse and somebody to pay her fees. So if anybody knows Kaitlin, she will need mounted and she will need her fees paid if you would like to rope with her in the all-girl or any other roping in Oklahoma City.
Perfect. I'm glad these podcasts have turned into a help Kaitlin out type deal.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks. Hope you have a great week. Remember, go back and listen to Ty Blasingame on The Score, on our regular episode of The Score. It's a cool, long interview. You'll really enjoy it. And then if you have missed any episodes, go back, catch up, binge listen. We're like the Netflix of podcasts, so you can go back and listen to all your favorite team ropers. Thanks, everybody.